Let me start with an uncomfortable truth. Even without a global database that tells us who perpetrates GBV and in what percentage, nobody disputes the dominant assumption. Men are the perpetrators, women are the default victims. That's the story we've been told, the story our institutions leaned into, and the story our statistics, incomplete as they are, seem to confirm. Dozens of studies show a clear pattern. Women disproportionately suffer, men disproportionately perpetuate. But beneath the truth lies another truth, quieter, darker, and dangerously ignored. There are enormous blind spots in the way we collect, frame, and narrate GBV. Blind spots created by the underreporting of male abuse because of stigma and by uneven data collection systems. Blind spots created by global focus, understandably, on female victimhood, but often at the cost of building a comprehensive map of all victims and perpetrators. Ask the average man about his first sexual experience. Many will describe an encounter with an older woman when they were minors, an encounter they've been taught to laugh or even gloat about. But if we strip away the bravado and confront the law, what many consider initiation or a right of way may very well qualify as sexual violence. How much would our numbers change if we remove the stigma that silences the male survivor? How much would our compassion widen if our data told the full truth? This is not a boy versus girls narrative. This is a survivors versus perpetrators fight. Yet, the gender coloring of the GBV conversation has, in my opinion, made it harder, not easier, to win this fight. Because when the tone of the debate frames men as villains, we risk overlooking men who are victims themselves. Nigeria has 78 SARC centers. SARC is the Sexual Assault Referral Centers, and 36 shelters. Recently, I asked, how many cater to boys? The answer, crickets. While they claim to be gender neutral, their design, staffing, and programming says otherwise. The only centers that appear to cater to abused boys are remand homes. Think about that for a minute. This is the other side of the conversation, the side we must confront if we truly want to change the narrative on GBV.
I was an abused boy. Or is it was, I am? Okay.
Yeah, survival.
Okay, I'm a survivor. I was sexually abused by a priest.
Is this you or?
Who else? Me.
Okay.
And my story is that of so many boys who have passed through, I don't want to call out the Catholic system now, but I was lucky. But there is a silence when it comes to the stories of abused boys, who many of whom are men today. Many have given birth to children, and they are projecting their trauma in such a way that while they are becoming egos, they are also becoming apathetic to the entire GBV narrative. So I'm going to narrow it back into myself. I was almost, how do I say, my first, should I say, encounter with an adult male was that close, with a priest, and we were in the garden. We were just playing, and the next thing, the guy had them. And I was like, what is this? So I felt it, and I said, no, I'm not comfortable. I was a 10-year-old boy. Yes. And I wrestled myself out of his grip. And that was the last time I had a conversation with him. But you see, my mother died without this story I'm telling you guys. Wow. And my father.
Wow.
Because they were devoted Catholics. Those are not stories you want. My mother would just die. So I kept it to date. But how am I projecting that experience? It is in advocating in this kind of work that we do. So I know very well that we'll do a lot to open the flip side of this whole conversation, it is going to be a Herculean task. Make no mistake. The last thing you want to hear is the story of an abused male.
Yeah.
There's a guy who, he got married, and for 2 years, he didn't consummate his marriage. Unfortunately for the wife, she didn't know what was wrong with the guy. But the guy's first encounter was with an adult female who raped him. It was not until the lady said, today, we are going to...
Consummate this thing. We're not running anywhere.
You see this door? Break this door. Anything you want to do, do it. And immediately,
that whole memory kicks in.
what that adult lady did to the guy
Exactly what's about.
was what she was going to do.
Yeah.
And the guy said, no, you are reminding me of my life as a boy. This thing happened to me. So I thought when we get married, we're just going to be living like brothers and sisters. Because that's what I've always wanted to do until this woman came into my life. And that began the recovery journey for the young man. And he was lucky the wife had not reached menopause. They have a child. Yinka, you want to clap?
I'll try to keep this short.
Yinka wants to clap.
Because of the time. I think this is really, really profound, and thank you so much for being comfortable enough. I mean, thank you guys for creating a safe space for him to be able to share that.
Well, I've shared it before. This is the first time.
This is my first time of hearing it.
But
I wanted to be sure.
I've known him for a long time.
you didn't know about it.
I've known him for a long time. I've never had that.
Thank you.
That's why I was
Yeah,
like,
We're not privy to where I've been sharing.
Yeah, but it's still extraordinary, right? Because it gives young boys and young men the ability to understand that it is okay to share your story. There's an experiment that they do on social media where, just to check how society behaved at certain things, right? And there was this guy and this girl, and the guy was being aggressive. He didn't even touch her, but just being very aggressive, like screaming at her. And the passerby just came and like, why are you talking to her like that? And literally, they were about to actually beat him up. But then the same people did something, flipped the coin. And it was now the girl abusing the guy. Now, it wasn't even like words. She was punching him, slapping him. Like, people took out their phones. And they were recording. Nobody came close. Nobody said anything. Not the women. This is live experiment, right? It's a circle, and that's one big part of the circle. The fact that men don't talk. And so the way that they talk is with their fists.
Yeah.
So if we don't create a society, for one of the ways we can solve this problem is to create safe space where men can feel express themselves.
Yeah.
Look at what's going on with Two-Face. They were slapping this guy on video, and people are there commenting that he's good for him. And just what I'm saying, like, look at the comment. If it was a switch, do you know what's going to happen?
Something happened to me. The way I was taught, I was raised, is like even when a girl rapes you, permit me to use that word, it's like even a kind of ego to you that
when you are raped as a man, as a boy.
Oh, somebody looked at you and opened up for you. Oh, this is great. This is great. Do that.
It's a rite of passage. Yeah.
A rite of passage. There was a guy, we were friends in school. We were from 5. Then he'd be dating this guy, all those shukura. And when I said, this girl, if somebody else seals the girl, somebody else marks, the girl will run away from you. So this is what we're going to do. One day, once she comes to visit, just lock the door and give her a rite of passage. He tried it, but the girl overpowered, and my guy began to cry. That, no, it's not me. And the guy, our friends, mentioned our name, one after the other. The following day, the girl came with her father, and they picked us up. That you guys are bad, and we were flogged terribly.
Good for you.
Good for us in secondary school. Honestly, that day, I knew what we did was wrong.
You'll be in life.
What was that then? That was a criminal offense, condemnable.
If we actually ask a genuine and honest question, we can ask ourselves, or we can throw it out there for a lot of young boys and men. Your first sexual encounter. First sexual encounter.
Probably
what was it? If it wasn't abusive, Just like the example you gave, it would have been with an elder woman, with an elder person, or something. If we really sit down, close our eyes, and ask ourselves that question,
a huge percentage,
and ask that question, where we are now, does that first encounter have a role to play?
Oh, definitely.
I've never thought about it.
Definitely.
And I sit down here and I think about my first encounter, and I wonder if, it really has something to do with how I am now.
Don't stop.
Think about it. No, you need to think about it.
Don't go there, but
No, do you know why? No. Because that guy that was married.
Yes.
He had been married for 2 years, and his first encounter
Came back
to haunt him.
him.
So let us all think about that first encounter. And then to round it up, there's a case that we have on our table. The video came out. A 15-year-old boy having sexual intercourse with a 7-year-old girl. Jesus. So the question begets the mental state of that boy and the mental state of that girl, whether it's their first encounter or not. Imagine what it would lead to further down the line.
So we don't avoid the conversation. I mean, as you have seen, we face it headlong just because it makes us feel uncomfortable. Rather, we must confront it despite the discomfort.
I hear you, Yinka. Let's find out how comfortable we are with asking the difficult question. What kind of society continues to produce abusive men?